Hi guys, it's Arya. I'm making a cake for my daughter. She wants a chocolate cake, so that is what I'm making. We're gonna chocolate cake with some cherries in the center. It's gonna be really great. But first, I'm going to make, I know you guys can't see this because it's so light, but it's called Cake Goop. And I found it on TikTok of all places. It works wonders, and I have been using it for all of my cakes to help them to release. Takes less time. It's awesome. I love it. It goes with 1 cup of shortening, 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of oil. Super simple, 1 of each. I'm actually going to make a smaller batch. I'm going to do 1/4 cup of everything because I just need to do 2 pans, and I don't have a smaller measurement. Otherwise, I would make less, because it's just 2 pans. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that in here. So vegetable shortening, flour and oil, 1/4 cup of each.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, what?
I'm gonna go take a bath.
Okay, go take a bath. Just putting it in here. Okay. I should have done this part last. Oh well. But it's 1 to 1 to 1. Okay. So I'm just making up the cake goop. You guys can't see this. I'm sorry. I don't have one of those overhead things. And I'm going to use a spoon. A fork to do my flour. So I just need, as I make a mess all over, and it's not like exact, it's just plop it in. Okay? Yeah, this is how it rolls. This is how my life is. Things fall, it's amazing. And then 1/4 cup of oil. So it's equal parts of those 3 things. And I'll put a link to that TikTok if you want to take a look at it. Okay. So, I'm going to set that there. We're going to put that there. So, there's all my ingredients in there. And you just got to mix it up. That was a bad idea getting the whisk. Maybe I should just use the fork. And that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to use the fork. You'd think I'd have this down, but recording it is, I don't know. Okay. Mix it up. Mix, 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 mix. I'm going to get most of the lumps out. It looks really gross. It really does. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this and I'm just going to kind of... Okay. Get as many of the lumps out as you can. I mean, if you make a lot of cakes, I mean, you can put this in the fridge. She says you can put it in the fridge, which I probably will with this because I might make another batch of cakes, and this should do like 4. And you just take and you rub it all on. I do this before. Make sure it's nice and good and coated. Do the sides. Make sure it's nice and even. And you want to make sure it's in those like little, where the bottom and the top meet. There you go. That's all there is to it. And like I said, this would probably do 4 cake pans. The quarter of the recipe that I did. So, it just, okay. Okay. And we just go around, we just make sure it's nice and covered. That's it. Done. And then, like literally, I have enough to probably do another 2. I'm going to set that aside. I'll figure out what I'll do with that later. Okay, so now on to the chocolate cake. Now, this cake doesn't have eggs, milk, or butter in it. That's why it's called a magic cake. I've added some of my own things to it. I feel like I'm not in focus. There I am. There I am. And I know I look all dolled up. It's because I felt good and wanted to wear it. So, what I do first is I take my cup, because I've got wet stuff, is I'm going to do, so I'm making a double batch. And I'll have the recipe down below just for a single batch, which does 1 9x9 cake pan or 12 cupcakes. Okay? But I'm doubling this for the recipe because I'm going to make 2 cakes. I'm going to make a 2-layer cake. So I'm going to do 2 cups of cold water, and I am going to add some instant coffee. I use this brand. I find it has a nicer flavor, and it's just to bring out the chocolate flavor. I just do 1 packet to the 2 cups. Okay? Cups. Now I'm in the United States, so we use cups and stuff like that. It's what I grew up using. But it shouldn't be that hard to change it up. I'm going to go ahead and just mixing that up. We're going to set that aside until we need it. Now in this bowl, we're going to go ahead and add 3 cups of flour. Which I'm going to do in 1/2 cup increments. Okay? Because they're 1/2 cups. 6 1/2 cups makes 3 cups. Because it fits better in the jar. Next, we need 1 1/2 cups of sugar. You can use any sweetener that you want. I can't have artificial sweetener, so I do this, and I actually lessen the sugar in this. Oh wait, I wanted to use it. What was in the bag first? So I need 3 of these. 1, 2, and that's fine. I'm actually lessening it a little bit more, which is totally fine. It is fine. Because we're adding a bunch of other sweet stuff. It's going to have frosting and all that other stuff on it. Okay. So, we're also going to have 1 teaspoon of salt. Where's my salt? There we go. I'm using pink Himalayan salts. And this is 1/4 teaspoon, so I need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. So I'm going to need 8 of these. I put mine in a mason jar and I put the date on the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to use 1/2 cup of cocoa powder, which, where's my 1/2 cup? There it is. I'm using Chef Select natural cocoa powder. It's what I got at my store, so it's 1/2 cup. This is what makes it all chocolatey. You can add chocolate chips to it too if you want to. I just never have those on hand all the time. So, okay, so that is all of the dry ingredients, and I'm just going to give it a good mix, just so that it's all incorporated. I'm going to go ahead and just stir up that coffee, make sure all those granules are done, and I'm going to go ahead and put this into here, along with, we're going to wait for the vinegar with the vanilla, using my homemade vanilla. This is just like a middle of the shelf vodka with vanilla beans, and it's been sitting for quite a while. And I need 2 teaspoons. 1, 2. And then I need 2/3 cup of vegetable, you can use vegetable oil. I use what I have on hand. So this is grapeseed oil. So I need 2/3 of this. I'm just going to pour that into my liquid measuring cup. Okay. I've used olive oil. I've used applesauce. Any kind of oil base. Totally fine. Most people have that stuff on hand. Okay. Now I'm just going to go ahead and mix this just a little bit to kind of help, because I need to also add in the vinegar, which is 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Okay. Which is also the equivalent to 1/8 cup. So I'm using this. I'm using apple cider vinegar because it's what I have on hand. Now this is going to start activating the leavener. So you want to get it going real good. Okay, it's all good. Let me get a spatula. My spatula. I'm just making sure that this is all. It's pretty good. Okay. Now we're just gonna pour this into our tins that are already prepared, that we prepared earlier. And then we'll get them into the oven. Now you want to make sure that they're fairly even. So I'm just I'm eyeballing it. Usually I like, when I'm doing 3, I use a measuring cup. I measure it out and with like a measuring cup and make sure I put equal dollops in. But I'm doing 2, so I'm eyeballing it. So, okay. Okay. So we got that. And now we just make sure it's nice and even. And what I do is I tap it. You want to tap it. Just kind of gets out some of the air bubbles. Now we're going to put it into the oven for about 30 minutes until a toothpick comes out clean. I go by smell. So when it smells like it's done for me, I check it. And it usually is done. But that's because I've been doing this for years. And it's all about how things smell. I usually know how they smell when they're done. The nose knows. But about 30 minutes. You just want to check it. Oh dear. I need to adjust that down. Okay. Hey Google, set a timer for 30 minutes.
Okay, 30 minutes. And that's starting now.
And by the magic of, you know, editing and all of that stuff, you guys will be back here when it's all done. And I'll show you how to make the frosting and all that other stuff. Okay, we're back. I have my KitchenAid mixer. I want to show you. Okay, so here are the cakes. They're out. They're done. They came out clean out of the thing. So that cake goop, good TikTok tip that I found. Now we're gonna make the frosting. It is powdered sugar, butter, and cream cheese, and a little bit of vanilla. And if it's too thick for you, add a little bit of milk. This is the milk I'm using, so yeah. So into the stand mixer, because I'm lazy and don't want to do it by hand. You could do this with a hand mixer. You want to use room temperature butter. This isn't quite room temperature, so I'm just going to kind of mush it a little to make it a little easier for the mixer to just get it a little started. So that's what I'm doing right now, because I was lazy and didn't pull it out this time. So I'll just put that in there. 1 stick of butter. 1 package of cream cheese. I'm using 1/3 less fat. It's basically the same. It's just made with skim milk as the regular one. I looked because I didn't want there to be a bunch of artificial sweetener stuff in it, because I can't have that. Then you take a pound, 1.5 pounds of powdered sugar and mix it in. But first we're going to cream these 2 together. That's what we're going to do. We're going to cream. Creaming. Try not to wiggle you guys too much. You're kind of on the same counter, so you're jiggling with them. Sorry, earthquake. No, not really. It's just my mixer. Okay, so it's going. No. Okay, it's going. Alrighty. It's whipped together nicely, mushing it up. Helped keep it from being super solid, so it mixed really nice. I'm just going to take some of that butter and just kind of mix it in there. Get it off the sides. Okay. Now, this is a 2-pound bag of powdered sugar, but there's about, I would say about half of that bag is left in there. So we're gonna pour that in there. I'm just gonna make it so the hole isn't so wonky. Make it a little easier for me. Now, I'm told that you can make powdered sugar by just taking sugar and blending it in a food processor, get it all powdery. I'm sure you could. I'm lazy, I just buy the stuff that's in the store. I'm just gonna go low, mixing this all together. Now while that's doing its thing, I'm gonna add a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Gives it a little flavor. Now it's kind of coming together. We're going to go ahead and get it all together. Up higher. Oh, earthquake. Sorry. Earthquake. Sorry. I know. A little bouncy, but I wanted, you know, sorry. It's mixing it up, mixing it up. Mix, mix, mix. Okay. That's the consistency we got now. Just kind of holds on. Yep, and it just needs to be a little thinner. So I'm going to add a little bit of milk to it. First, I'm going to scrape down the sides. I was just checking to make sure I didn't make it too sweet, and I didn't. So, I mean, it's sweet because, you know, it's powdered sugar. But I didn't want it to lose the tang of the cream cheese. All right. So it's doing the same. I'm going to take a little bit of my milk. And that was probably about a teaspoon, tablespoon. There it goes. Just add a little bit more. So they just need it to be a little bit thinner. Go ahead and mix it up till it's all nice, light, and fluffy. Sorry, it's bouncing you guys around. And you're going to want to mix it for a few minutes. So I'm going to kind of speed it up through here so you don't have to worry about that. Because you want it to get a lot of air incorporated into it. So we'll speed up this part so you don't have to sit and watch me do this. Okay. Sometimes it takes less time, but there we go. See how that's hanging on there? No, you cannot lick it. This is for the cake, silly. Now go on while I'm doing this, please.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that is how we want it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we got that. Perfect. Stick that in the sink. All the other dishes that I need to do. Now that is nice and drippy. Well, it's not like super drippy, but it's, I don't know what you would call it. It's still holds it, you know, it's holding itself, but and it's nice and light and airy. But that is my frosting. It's nice. It's nice to have around. Okay, so we're gonna take this off. I'm gonna pause you guys for a second, and then I'm going to bring out my cake stand, and we'll decorate this thing. Okay? Just a sec. I have my cake stand. It's one I picked up at a thrift store. It's just a little crystal one. Works great for my needs. Now, my cakes are cool to the touch. They're not warm. They're not going to melt the frosting, which is great. So, I'm going to put a little dollop down on the cake stand. That just helps the cake stay in place. Okay? And I'm going to do top side down. Okay? That way I have a nice flat surface. Okay. And then I'm going to take a Ziploc baggie because that makes things so much easier. I'm going to use a pastry scraper too. So let me get a cup because this will make it easier. We'll use this guy. Isn't he funny? I found him at a thrift store. He'll just kind of fill that up. Let's see if we can get that. Push down. I'm just using. There we go. Okay. Just gonna plop it in there. Because this is so that I can go around the center. It'll hold the filling that I'm going to use. I'm going to use cherry pie filling for in the center. Normally I would make it from scratch, but this is okay. We can do this. Okay? So I don't need a ton. I'm just putting a little bit in here. Probably could have used a smaller bag. Okay. Just gonna twist, and I'm gonna cut a semi-big end, okay? And I'm just gonna do 2 goes around because I want the filling to be contained. Okay? And then the rest of that just goes right back in there. Okay? I shouldn't have done that. Ugh, whatever. Okay, let me get a towel. Let me get my towel for a sec. Alright. Okay. Now I'm using pie filling. I'm not going to use all of this. That'll be too much. I'm just going to take and open this up. I mean, seriously, how cute is that mug? Like, it's like a nice mug. This is a good tea mug. That's why I bought it. And he makes me laugh. So, just going to open this. And I'm going to get a fork just a sec. Well, actually, I'm going to get this like little spoonula thingy. Spatula spoon. Okay. And we do want the jelly, but we want a lot of the cherries. So I'm going to use this to kind of get the cherries in there. Now just to let you know, this cake mix, this is a super easy, it's virtually foolproof. I like to add a little bit of cayenne pepper flakes to the batter. You can add anything that you want to it, really. It is such a forgiving recipe. You can add other stuff to it too. Okay. Okay, so we've got, just making sure that all the cherries are in there. Don't necessarily want all of the gel, but I do want the cherries. Okay. All right. I don't think we're going to be able to get any. Well, we'll put those two in there. All right. Okay. Cherries are in. Okay. And then we're going to take our other piece, top side down, because we want a flat edge. And then we're just going to decorate it. We're going to cover it in frosting. Okay. I'm going to put that around. Maybe I made it a little too loose. That's okay. I'm going to have this kind of loop over the sides. So I'm going to take that bench scraper, that pastry thing that I have, and we're just going to go around and smooth it out. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. I am not a pastry chef. I'm just a home cook. Okay? Just watched too many home cooking shows. Okay? I know, it's a mess, but it tastes really good. It tastes really, really good. I just pull off the excess. I'm just going around. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's good. Okay. My top kind of cracked a little because again, I cooked it a little longer than I had planned to. So, I'm just it's kind of falling apart. Oh. But that's what sprinkles are for. Which I have them. Where did they go? Where did my sprinkles go? I don't know. Where did they go? Oh. I've got gold. Where did my sprinkles go? I just bought some sprinkles. We're going to put some sprinkles on it. I bought like really pretty colorful ones. Like, look. It's like, no, I don't want to stay together. Is this cake not the epitome of 2020? Seriously. Just does not want to stay together. That's on me. I should have put the one that was starting to crack a little bit on the bottom. Then I wouldn't have this issue. Okay. We're going to use some blue. So that was gold. And dang it. Okay. Put a little blue. I wanted the colorful ones. I don't know where my sprinkles went to. They like disappeared. I had them over here. They're not here. I don't know where they went to. What, I want to bet? I bet Myrna took them. Maybe. Well, I don't know how I could fix that. Well, that's okay. Did you take my sprinkles?
No, I didn't.
Do you see them anywhere?
They were on the counter in front of you.
Where?
Like, right here in front of you.
Are they still there?
No, they aren't.
I know. They were there, now they're not. I don't know where they went to.
Like, the thing that they were on is gone as
I know, they were going to be pretty. It's okay. It's okay. I'm fixing it. Okay. There we go. That's my cake. I know it's not pretty because I'm rushing it, but it is really cute. It's a cute cake. It tastes really good too. So thank you for coming, and I will post the recipes because it is a really good cake. It tastes yummy, yummy. But the top layer is cracked and falling apart, and I better turn it off before it decides to fall all the way out because we need to sing happy birthday and all of that other stuff. You know.
I found your sprinkles.
All right. Bye.
I found your sprinkles.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ruth. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. I definitely didn't sing along. I definitely did too many happy birthdays. Oh my gosh.
I know, it's like falling apart.
Don't blow my candle.
We have a knife holding it together. All right, so I'm gonna have a bite. It's still moist inside. It's not like dry or anything. It turned out really, really well. It's really good. Really good. I'll show you them. I'll take a picture at the end of the cake. Yeah, it's good. So here it is. Half of the cake. It's cracked like it's had an earthquake erupted. But turned out really, really well. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the recipe, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.